Aldrich Ames lived a double life. Outwardly, he was a dedicated CIA officer. He went to work every day at the CIA's headquarters in Langley, Virginia. He analyzed intelligence reports. He attended meetings. He blended in with his colleagues. But beneath this facade lurked a dangerous secret. Ames was a mole, a traitor selling American secrets to the Soviet Union. Ames led this double life for years. He betrayed his country for money. He betrayed his colleagues for personal gain. His treachery cost lives. It undermined American intelligence operations around the globe. The damage he inflicted was immeasurable. He moved through the halls of the CIA with ease. No one suspected the danger he posed. No one imagined that this seemingly ordinary man held the fate of nations in his hands. His betrayal was a stark reminder. Enemies often lurk in the shadows wearing familiar faces. Aldrich Ames was born into a world of intelligence. His father, a CIA officer, instilled in him a sense of patriotism. But the younger Ames was plagued by personal demons. He struggled with alcoholism, a vice that would later cloud his judgment and fuel his desperation. His intelligence was undeniable. He possessed a keen mind, adept at analysis and strategy. However, this intellect was coupled with a deep-seated resentment. He felt overlooked and underappreciated within the CIA. He believed he deserved more recognition, more money, more respect. Ames's personal life was equally troubled. He grappled with 2 failed marriages. Financial woes mounted. He felt trapped, suffocated by his circumstances. It was this potent cocktail of resentment, insecurity, and greed that paved the way for his treacherous path. Driven by desperation and greed, Ames made a fateful decision. He walked into the Soviet embassy in Washington, D.C., a traitor in the making. He offered the Soviets what they craved most, American intelligence secrets. In return, he demanded a hefty price, a fortune that would solve his financial woes and fuel his self-destructive habits. The Soviets, initially wary, recognized the gold mine they had stumbled upon. They agreed to Ames's terms, and a dangerous alliance was forged. The CIA officer, sworn to protect his nation, became a paid informant for the enemy. With each exchange, Ames's conscience dulled. The weight of his treachery was offset by the stacks of cash he received. He justified his actions as a means to an end, convincing himself that he deserved the wealth he was amassing. The consequences of Ames's betrayal were swift and devastating. Soviet intelligence agencies used his information to identify and neutralize American spies operating within their borders. These were not just names on a page to Ames, they were real people, individuals who risked their lives for their country. One by one, these brave men and women were caught and executed. Their sacrifices were rendered meaningless by the greed of one man. The CIA, unaware of the leak within, struggled to understand how their operations were being compromised. The agency was hemorrhaging assets, and the reason remained a mystery. Meanwhile, Ames continued his double life. He lived extravagantly, purchasing a luxurious house and a sports car, all funded by the blood money he received for betraying his country. Each purchase was a tangible reminder of the lives he had traded for his own comfort. Section 5. Overlooked red flags. Despite the devastating consequences of Ames's actions, his treachery went undetected for years. The CIA, blinded by its own internal arrogance, failed to see the obvious signs. Ames's sudden wealth, his lavish spending habits, and his unexplained knowledge of sensitive operations should have raised alarm bells. However, the agency dismissed these red flags. They clung to the belief that their own were incapable of such betrayal. The possibility of a mole within their ranks was simply too unthinkable. This institutional blindness allowed Ames to operate with impunity, further solidifying his belief that he was smarter than those around him. Section 6. The walls close in. The net began to close in on Ames in the early 1990s. The CIA, finally recognizing the gravity of the security breach, launched a full-scale mole hunt. Suspicion gradually fell upon Ames, his lavish lifestyle a stark contrast to his government salary. The FBI placed Ames under surveillance, meticulously documenting his every move. They tapped his phones, intercepted his mail, and even searched his garbage, piecing together the puzzle of his treachery. The evidence against him was overwhelming: secret meetings, coded messages, and unexplained wealth. In 1994, the FBI finally made their move. Ames was arrested, his double life shattered. The man who had evaded capture for so long was finally brought to justice. The revelation of his betrayal sent shockwaves through the intelligence community and the nation. Section 7. A Legacy of Betrayal. Aldrich Ames's betrayal left an indelible scar on the CIA and American intelligence. The damage he inflicted went far beyond the lives lost and the operations compromised. He eroded trust within the agency, creating an atmosphere of suspicion and paranoia. The CIA, once considered the pinnacle of espionage, was exposed as vulnerable. Its reputation was tarnished, its credibility shaken. The mole hunt, while ultimately successful, revealed systemic flaws within the agency, a failure to adequately vet its own, and a dangerous tendency to overlook internal threats. The Ames case served as a harsh wake-up call, a stark reminder that even the most trusted individuals can betray their oaths. In the aftermath of his arrest, the CIA implemented sweeping reforms aimed at preventing another such betrayal. However, the ghost of Aldrich Ames continued to haunt the agency, a constant reminder of the devastating consequences of internal betrayal. Section 8. The Ghost of Ames. A chilling reminder. Today, Aldrich Ames remains incarcerated, a living testament to the devastating consequences of espionage. He is a ghost that continues to haunt the halls of the CIA, a chilling reminder that the enemy can lurk in the most unexpected places. His story is a cautionary tale about the corrosive nature of greed, the seductive power of secrets, and the devastating consequences of betrayal. It is a story that continues to resonate, serving as a constant reminder of the importance of vigilance, the need for robust counterintelligence measures, and the ever-present threat of the mole within. Section 9. Unanswered Questions. Even today, decades after his arrest, questions remain about Aldrich Ames's motives and the full extent of his treachery. Some believe he was driven solely by greed, while others speculate that ideological motivations played a role. The true number of lives lost as a result of his actions may never be known. The damage he inflicted on American intelligence operations continues to reverberate, casting a long shadow on the world of espionage.